On this week's show, I'm in beautiful Langley, British Columbia. Now, I've been flying for about 10 years. I'm a licensed AME. I got 1,100 hours of flying on all sorts of different types of planes, except I don't have a float rating. But that's all about to change, because today I'm going to Fort Langley, where I'm going to take my float rating.
Keep the same code, taxi at East 8 Piers First 2 Bravo, contact Tower 1190, ready for departure, and what's your next destination? We're heading off to Fort Langley. Gonna meet the good people there at Fort Langley Air and learn about flying floaty bits.
Phyllis, my airplane, pickup truck, and daily commuter is a 1946 Taylor craft powered with a 65 horsepower Continental engine. It's one of the most efficient aircraft ever certified, as it flies faster in miles per hour than its horsepower. On 65 horse, it cruises at nearly 90 miles an hour. Compare that to the typical Cessna 172, which cruises at about 125 miles an hour on 150 horsepower. We just traveled from Langley to Fort Langley, an exhaustive 4-minute flight, to meet Leslie Probasco, the chief flight instructor for Fort Langley Air, a school that specializes in giving float ratings, which is my reason for living today.
Fort Langley has been here for a while. Fort Langley Air has been in operation under a couple other names, but for about 40 years.
Now, there's a lot of pilots along the coast and even across the country who have got their float rating at this airport under one of those companies.
That's right. In fact, the legacy was built under a guy named Dave Hamill, who was here for about 40 years, and I still get calls asking for Dave Hamill. And so thanks to him, we actually stay pretty busy here, and most people know about us. Hopefully we can keep the reputation going.
So do you rent the plane as well, or just instruction?
We actually do rent solo. We're one of the few float operators anymore that are able to rent solo. We supervise it very closely, so it's not like you can take the plane and take off for a week. Most people need at least 50 hours to be able to get on insurance to work somewhere on floats. And so we're able to work with the pilots and allow them to get their time up, both with advanced training, but also going out and doing solo rentals.
So you get people from all over Canada in the wintertime coming here to Vancouver to train because we still can.
We're actually able to fly 12 months out of the year. So even in the winter time, we get people from eastern and up in northern Canada that'll come down here to get their float ratings during their off season.
We're going to have to probably do some ground school, right?
We better get started by telling you the basics.
Okay, well, let's go start the abuse.
Now, flying is not all fun and horsepower, and even those pilots who know it all need a little classroom time. Float flying requires ground instruction to prepare you for what lies ahead. That way you can make the most of the expensive running time.
We reference the treetop height, bush height, leveling out.
Models and pictures help you to get the feel of what is happening and give you the vocabulary and tools to become pilot in command of your very own bush machine.
What's our main difference between the planes that you've been flying and this plane?
Well, we're on the water.
There you go. And so whenever we're on the water, your runway out here doesn't move. Our water changes all the time. So the surface conditions can change. There can be people, especially right here, we get water skiers, we get kayakers, we get boaters. So what I want is for your eyes to always be looking out and paying attention to what's going on outside. What we'll do today, most of our paper checklists are going to go in the back seat or in our hip pocket for us to review later. What I want you to do is use the airplane as your checklist. We can start doing our walk around right from the front of this float, and we're going to work our way all the way around and end up back here again.
So, we've checked oil and fuel and the floats and everything that we need to check. Can we please go flying now?
Let's go flying!
Yes!
Fort Langley traffic, Cessna 180 floatplane Foxtrot Charlie Delta Quebec is on the water, taxiing eastbound, and we'll be warming up and preparing for a westbound takeoff for circuit. Fort Langley traffic, Charlie Delta Quebec. We're going to head on out here. What you want to do is do just a left to right, top to bottom.
Okay.
Okay, use this as your checklist. Remember when we were doing the walk around, we talked about that we don't want to use the paper. We want to pick something on the far shoreline. So what have you got? Maybe the mill or the little shiny roof
The
building?
shiny roof is perfect.
Okay, let's go for the shiny roof building.
Okay.
Whenever you check something in here, I want you to look up and make sure that you can still see that and stay on track.
Okay.
If we pick something on the water, then we'll end up drifting around and who knows
So
what's
it's
going to
down,
happen.
check, down, check, down,
That's
check.
right, perfect.
Okay.
So we'll just start right here. This says
Airspeed.
0, that looks good. Here, how would we set that? Good. We'll look at our magnetic compass. There's our intercom. 123.2 is our air traffic frequency. We'll set this to 1200, which is just VFR. We'll leave it on alt.
Okay.
And both of these will run with our avionics master, which we've got on.
Okay.
Any questions about the pre-flight?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm anticipating not having to use those life jackets.
That's
all right with
exactly
you.
what we want to do. That's why we cover it.
So it's really the pre-fright.
Pre-fright.
Pre-fright, yes, okay.
As you get into position, get ready to pull those water rudders up because
That's
it's
the
going to
R.
want to keep going. Okay, so now pull it up now. Stick
And
all the way
stick
back.
all the way
and
back.
Go ahead and add the power now. You're going to need lots of right rudders. We're looking for the top of the rise. Right there. And now forward. Now I'm going to help you a bit this first time. A little more forward. Hold it right there. Now you're going to have to kind of squeeze it back as you go, and it will just fly off on its own. We want to have our airspeed below 110 before we go 10 degrees of flap. That's it, and go ahead and make your turn to base. We don't want to turn over the land until we're at least 500 feet or higher. Roll out right along the North Shore of Crescent Island. Plane right there.
Yeah.
Now that we're up in the air, what exactly are we learning while we're doing our float rating? Well, we have to learn to look for signs of wind direction, look for obstacles, check for other traffic, learn to use our rudders more, remember our checklist, because there's no time to look at a list, constantly scan our approach speed, remember the flaps, make our radio calls, assess and decide on a landing location, and that's only on the downwind leg of the circuit. Now that we're on final, I gotta do all that again.
As we're coming down, we're going to look, there's going to be two different spots we're looking at. The one, as we come here, you can see just in your peripheral vision, you're picking something on the far shoreline, like that far boat up there.
Yep.
We're going to aim for that.
Okay.
We get to treetop height,
Yeah.
so your peripheral vision, you see the trees. Keep the nose coming down, coming down. We're looking for bush height. When we're at bush height, we want to pull the nose up and start just going level, okay? So right about there is bush height, right? So just start going level. We're looking for that very same attitude that we had on the takeoff. When you feel it start to sink, just add just a tiny bit of power, and hold that right there. Very good. Power off all the way. When you pull the power back, again, you're holding that attitude. And I'm kind of helping you do that, but it's easy for the nose to want to go either forward or back, depending on if you don't touch down perfectly on the step.
Okay.
That was excellent.
Oh,
Great landing.
thank you very much.
Get
Did
the
I do
old
it?
adrenaline pumping.
I thought you were doing it.
You did most of it.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You did a
I don't
great
even
job.
remember it.
DVD copies of the Wings Over Canada series are available, singly or in box sets at wingsovercanada.ca or at 1-866-909-4647.